Hola amigos, Ali Mendiola con mi amigo Humberto Jaime y nos va a explicar un poquito sobre su obra de arte y lo que le inspiró.
Sí, muchas gracias por tenernos. Mi obra se llama The Great INGRID. O sea, Daniel me llamó para hacer esta exhibición de ecología y cuando me habló y me platicó de qué se trataba, de repente se me vino la idea Great INGRID, o sea, en español la gran garceta, porque están en peligro de extinción. Ahí cerca de donde vivo cerca del río, el valle del río de Tijuana, which is the Tijuana River Valley, and it's really protected. You know, there's a lot of trails and everything, and but it came to my attention, the bird, because it's a beautiful bird, which is you know, it's almost in extinction because there's only like 2 or 4 of them left there. But you know, we have so many problems with the ecology and everything. You know, going around, especially like living so close to the border. Sometimes from Tijuana, they have sewer spillages and they come into the protected land life, wildlife, and everything, and they're really hurting them. You know, and neither side of the border is really taking too much action into that. So that was the reason I wanted to paint a Great INGRID, because they're almost close to extinction. I believe there's only like 4 of them left there. You know, and if nobody's gonna do anything, I mean, pretty soon we won't have these birds there no more. And they're beautiful birds. You know,
they really are. So when he told you that this is gonna be an exhibition regarding ecology, this is the first thing that came to mind. Now, is this something that you already do? What's the original kind of art that you do?
Well, yeah, usually it's the same type of work that I do, and actually it was a pretty big dilemma, because when it came to it, I had just got surgery in my eye, and so my vision's blurry, and I always work with a lot of detail, and that's what I told him. I'm like, it's gonna kind of be hard, because he's like, you know what, people want to see your artwork. Painting doesn't have to be detailed, but something to do with the ecology. So of course, when you think of ecology, a lot of things run through your mind, but this certain piece kind of drew my attention because it's so close to where we're at, and it's like, wow, it's something local, and just to pay a little attention to something that maybe nobody even knows about, but even with my blurry vision, I did it like little by little,
I would never imagine you had blurry vision.
Yeah, for real. So
it was a real masterpiece.
Thank you. It was really hard because I could only work like 15-20 minutes at a time, and I had to take it because then your head starts, you're forcing my vision. So, but yeah, I mean, it came out great. I didn't even expect it to come out that great, So it was a great piece.
How long did it take you?
Probably since he got to me, it probably took me about a month and a half off and on, because of my vision. But yeah, about a month and a half or so. Just like little pieces at a time, and coming back, working and, taking a little break, coming back. Just not to force the vision too much after the surgery.
Right.
But yeah, it came out, I'm happy with the way it came out. It came out really great. I really didn't expect it to come out that great, but it's a great piece. I mean, sometimes I thought I was probably painting on instinct, not vision, So, I mean, we've been artists for a long time. I've known Daniel for a long time, and he's kind of like my artistic father, It's like I've known him since I was like 16 or so. And we've done a lot of exhibits and works. We had a lot of adventures, if you want to say, like with the art,
So how did your adventure start with art?
Excuse me?
How did your adventure start with art?
Yeah, since I was a little kid, I've always liked drawing and painting, and then I met Daniel one time at an art exhibit, and from then on, we just started talking, and he invited me over to his place, and we just went from there. We just started creating artwork, started doing exhibits. I mean, we've traveled everywhere, to Mexico, I mean, all over the place, Arizona, taking our artwork, painting murals. I mean, we would spend nights on end, just working on paintings, hearing his stories, advice. He's a great consejero, not only in art, but in life. I mean, I appreciate him a lot. I've learned a lot from him throughout the years. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people that'll say the same, but he's a great man. Great man.
When you're not painting regarding topics on ecology, what inspires you?
You know what? It's funny. I mean, I got inspired a lot by like I had my ídolos when I was a kid, like Pedro Infante. I would always draw, and sketch them, and all over the place. That's what I would do. And so I would do a lot of portrait work, and a lot of detail work. And then you started reading history, the type of history they don't show you at school. So I started doing my own images, for example, like our Mexican heritage, even pre-Hispanic, everything pre-Columbian. So I have a lot of paintings that have to do with that also, from just reading the history that you just didn't know or learn from school. You got to take it upon yourself to learn about your culture sometimes. I'm sure there's a lot of nowadays I hear like all the kids in school, they have certain classes for that. I'm like, that's great, that's awesome. But back when we were in school, we didn't have that. I mean, they're teaching us Greek mythology. Little do we know, there's Mexica mythology. That's closer to home.
Right.
So you got to kind of look for that on your own. And but yeah, that's what I've been doing ever since.
And can you tell us what material you use for this?
Yeah, sure. This is all acrylic on canvas, but I airbrush it. I use the airbrush a lot, but I mix media all the time. But my main tool is always the airbrush. Always airbrushing.
It looks amazing.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys for having us, and thank you, Daniel, for having us all here together.